Hello, here is a movie to show how I usually deal with scenes that have more than one look at my hair model inside. And before I do that, I would like to show you some tricks and how to avoid some issues and pitfalls of look at my hair. So here is my new wolf model, and of course you can actually select one bone of the model, and you can move the limbs and all the parts of the wolf and pose the animal just as you like. So you see that the guide hair will adjust. So now this is an operation that should be safe and also quite fast if you deal with one model at a time. But if you have more models in the same scene, it might be quite intensive. So I will show you how I normally build my scenes with more than one look at my hair model. And since I'm here, I would like also to show some how to overcome to some issues that you might find on some models. So I'm going to reset the pose of this model, and see for example what happens when I select the right paw and I use the universal tool. So you notice how the hair do not follow, all right? So this is an issue that is inherited by the studio architecture, and it's difficult for us to fix this at this time. So if you ever get into this situation, you will notice that whatever you do, you cannot fix this properly just using the interactive tool. So what I normally do is to, here is I use the dial slider, and I first set to 0, and then I type the value that I want. Alright, so you see that now it's doing what I wanted. So just remember this: if you ever find issues with the hair following some body parts using the interactive tool like this, just go to the slider and type the value in, the value that you want, and it will fit. This hopefully will be addressed in future look at my hair updates. So now we go to the next part of this tutorial, which is dealing with more than one look at my hair model in the same scene. Okay, so in this follow-up I will create a scene using 3 worlds. I'm not going to use directly the look at my hair figures, but I rather use the bare models. Alright, so I just load 3 copies of the model without fur, and here they are. So I take the first wolf and I apply pose, and alright, so yeah, let's start. First wolf, and let's put this pose. Second wolf, and the third wolf. Alright, so now let me choose a different one for this. Okay, and of course I can assign a different material to the walls. So I can make this black, and this one we do it gray white. Okay. And it goes without saying that you of course can add any other model and item in the scene. So but let's say we are done. So now at this point I usually save my scene just in case, and I apply the fur on each item. I do this because, as you of course will understand, I can easily adjust models at this point. I can delete them, I can just check that all the scene is the way I like before adding the fur, which in this case, having 3 models, can be quite intensive for the machine. Imagine that I have 3 wolves with fur and I start to pose and move bones around, etc. That is going to be quite expensive for computing. So first I build all the scene with my standard models without fur. Then I go to the first wolf. And so how do I apply the fur? Alright, it's very easy. This is the Look at My Hair pane. If you don't have it, well, it's here. Window, panes, Look at My Hair. You just click here and then you can dock the pane just as I did here on the left side. So what I need to do is to select the model and attach LAMH preset. Where are the presets? Alright, so go to the Look at My Hair figures. This is the folder where you usually would double click to load the items, and I right click and choose browse to folder location. Alright, so you see that besides the DUF and the PNG icons, there is also a Wolf2 LAMH preset. So this is the path of this file here on my Mac machine, and well, I need to attach the LAMH preset and search for that path. So once again, oops, and it's in users shared my DAZ library. Okay, I already know where it is, but okay, and animals, AM, wolf 2, figures, and here it is. So I click open, and in a minute the fur will be loaded. Hopla, there it goes. At this time, of course, you can still pose the wolf again as you like, but since I was already done with my scene setup, at this point I can just load the fur and later on render. So I'm going to pause a moment and load the fur on these 2 guys too. Okay, so I basically repeated the same operation and for Wolf 2 and Wolf 3, and in fact, as you see, we have 3 groups of Look at My Hair fur. Right, so this is way more convenient than to start with a number of Look at My Hair models and proceed slowly to adjust all the poses and morphs, etc. This is going to be much faster. I usually plan my scene before. I lay on the items that I need and the animals without fur, and then I attach it later when I'm pretty much sure that my scene is done, and then when I'm ready I can render. Okay, so I hope this can be of any help. Goodbye.